Bob Vylan. So apparently Bob Vylan, post their controversial Glastonbury gig in June, where they were dropped from every damn thing, but I don't think they give a good goddamn. The one thing I will say, they weren't dropped from a record label because guess what? They own their label. They're independent. They put their own music out. So if some label thought, oh yeah, they could, like, oh yeah, we going to destroy. Nope. First of all, I feel like with everything that was going on with them, when they said death to the IDF and all the other stuff, that made kids like them even more. Now, speaking of death to the IDF, they performed recently at a concert and people started chanting it and they were like, Bobby Vylan said, not today. Satan, not today. Because I ain't trying to get in trouble any more than I'm already in. So now Bob Vylan played his first show on Wednesday night since the punk rock duo's controversial onstage comments at Glastonbury. At a sold-out surprise gig at London's 100 Club, of course it's going to be sold out because now they're looked at as heroes because they stood up against, the atrocities that's going on in Palestine, especially at the hands of the IDF. Frontman Bobby Vylan, whose real name is Pascal Robinson Foster, discouraged the crowd from repeating the chant that caused the band to become the subject of police investigation. During Bob Vylan's Glastonbury set, as y'all probably may remember, on June 28th, Robinson Foster led the packed audience in chants of death, death to the IDF, death, death to the IDF. They didn't say death, they said DAF. Because the Brits, shout out to y'all, but we know how, look, sometimes that's how we talk in New York too. We don't be saying death, we say death. So we with y'all. Like if I'm reading y'all, I'm reading me too. So, as well as free Palestine, and from the river to the sea, Palestine must be free. The set was streamed live on the BBC, and then people got all mad, and it was also, no, they should have just taken it down. I was like, okay, first of all, it's a live stream. They're performing. There was probably, them kind of giving a finger to the BBC because they went on before Kneecap, and they weren't even going to air Kneecap's performance. So by him pulling that, they were standing up for the people, and they weren't the only ones out there that were showing their solidarity and love for Palestine. There was quite a few other bands that were out there performing that were pretty much showing solidarity for Palestine. Y'all just didn't hear about them because they weren't out here saying all this other stuff. And then on top of that, when you got somebody who is black saying this, and in the rock music space, which is another genre of music white people want to act like they created, that's already going to come out as a problem. And you already know if he's an artist who's also a punk artist, punk is always about going against the establishment. So I don't know why people were surprised that they would come out and say what they're saying. And as I stated before, just because they were out here going against the IDF, not Israel, not Jews, people want to sit and twist the word because this is what y'all do. This is what you centrists go and do. You corporatists, this is what y'all do. You like to twist people's words, and you like to say, oh, they're anti-Semitic. No, that's not what that was. He's going against the soldiers who literally, there is evidence which somebody tried to tell me I'm lying and try to call me all kinds of names because I'm out here spilling the truth. It's like, yeah, y'all would tell Palestinians to go meet up at a certain place so they can get aid. And when they would show up, y'all would open fire and kill them, particularly a lot of little children who were just trying to get food and water and medicine for their families. So for y'all to sit up, and then there's video footage of the IDF actually are wording prisoners, male and female. So for y'all to sit up in here and say that's a lie, I've seen those videos with my own eyes. So nobody's lying on this. Y'all are trying to cover up stuff, or not even trying to cover it up. It's literally like y'all openly doing it, and then when people call y'all out on it, what do they do? Oh no, there's nothing to see. You didn't see that. What you're not going to do is piss on my leg and tell me it's raining, because that's another move that these Republicans are doing now too, which is y'all sit up in here and say this is the stuff that's happening. I mean, you put it out there, we see it, and then when we call you out, oh no, that's not what you saw. So what the fuck? You tell me my eyes is like deceiving me? No, I know what I saw. And what you're not going to do is sit up in here and, like I said, piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. So at the 100 Club on Wednesday night, several members of the crowd attempted to revive the dev to the IDF chant, according to The Guardian. However, Pascal Robinson quickly stopped them. He said, no, you're going to get me in trouble. He said, as can be seen in the video captured by The Standard. I don't have the video. I should have probably brought that up for context, but just take my word for it. Apparently, every other chant is fine, but you will get me in trouble. He then instead began chanting free Palestine. So yeah, that's what everybody should focus on. And I get why people want to jump in the hole because they weren't a part of what happened at Glastonbury. So they feel like, oh yeah, let's revive it and let's do this here. But he's like, because with all the other stuff, yeah, we can talk about let's free the people of Palestine. They deserve to exist, which I'm so sick and tired of this talking point with a lot of the Zionists. Does Israel have a right to exist? Does this one as like, well, no shit. Yes, they should be allowed to exist. However, Palestinians in Palestine and in Gaza, and they deserve to exist too. So why do you feel like, and what it gives is you're basically saying that your life is more important than those brown people over there. We have a right to exist, but they don't. And to me, I can't I can't live with that. I can't just sit around and just be like, these people have a right to exist, but those people deserve to die. They don't deserve to exist. I'm like, who are you to even determine who deserves that to live on this planet and who doesn't? That you feel that their land is something we have a right to colonize. And if we go and poke the bear, we drop the bombs, we get our shit funded by the US military and our government, we're allowed to just continue to take money, have our health care paid for by Americans, while we don't even have free health care, but they do over in Israel. That's okay. But we got to sit out here and struggle. We got to have all that shit taken away from us with this stupid ass big ugly bill. But these people have a right to exist on our dime. I don't think so. If we got to sit and pay in the stuff, you do too. So now, as reported by The Guardian, at the end of their set, the band held up a Palestinian flag as Pascal Robinson made a speech. Said, quote, as hard as this week may have been for us, it has been nothing in comparison to what the Palestinian people are going through right now. And that is where the attention should be. And this is what he said. Now, according to the video reposted on Bob Dylan's Instagram story, that is where the focus should be. That is where these politicians and media outlets should be focusing their attention right now, not on the words or the actions of a fucking punk band. Well, it's easier to go and point the finger at artists who are showing basically they're the mirror and the reflection of what's going on in the world, because while the media likes to cover things up because they're okay, they're complicit with it all, and they're funded by a lot of these corporatists who are cut to their money or whatever the case is, they're okay with genocides. They're okay with supporting and spreading lies and misinformation, which is why I don't watch legacy media, because they're still stuck in a time where they think that they could pull the wool over our eyes and we're too stupid to see it. But now we're in a time where social media exists. We saw what happened with the people in Gaza unfold in real time. And now you have people trying to control what we see, but we're not stupid. And a lot of the younger generation isn't stupid either. So now it's up to, unfortunately, it's supposed to be the older people teaching the younger people about the atrocities and the history. But older people's like, once y'all actually went through all of this stuff before. Y'all went to Woodstock and were a part of this whole stuff. Now you get to be a certain age. It's like y'all got short-term goddamn memory loss and forgot that the same thing that was happening down in Glastonbury, this was stuff that was going on down in the festivals back in the day. So I don't know why a lot of y'all trying to act brand damn new. So I'll say all this to say, as I get off my political soapbox, what do you guys think of this story regarding Bob Vylan? Getting ahead of him is like, while it's cool or whatever, like y'all want to, you're pro-Palestine, all this other stuff. I don't want to get caught up in that mess again, because now we're going to get blamed for y'all taking it upon yourselves to be saying the stuff out here. We're going to nip this in the bud. You can say free Palestine. You can hold up your flags. You can continue to spread the correct information about the atrocities that's happening in the world, based off of Israel and America, and our American government giving money to help fund this unnecessary wars that we're dealing with, because it's not just one war going on; it's a multitude that we're getting ourselves caught up in. So we just got to continue to be vigilant. We got to continue to be awake, and I'll use a word that a lot of y'all hate, try to use the negative. We got to continue to be woke, because that's what you are. Be aware, wake up, unplug from the matrix, and continue to spread the information, the proper information that needs to be spread out there, because legacy media is going to continue to try to spread lies, misinformation, and the vitriol because it's racism. It's racism. It's Islamophobia. It's a bunch of other things that's going around in that whole situation. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.